restoration, this movie, that you know, broke so many bounds. It's interesting to see how much of it is still around, how much of it changes and shapes, you know, everything.
When you create an icon, first of all, nobody knows that you're creating an icon at the time you're creating it. Nobody says, this one's for the time capsule, you know. You just try to make the best movie you can. And then over time and history, when you see it never lose its appeal, then you realize, you know, you got something. And in the case of Jaws, when you've got something and the technology exists to kind of polish it up and burnish it and make it look as good or better than new, you'd kind of be irresponsible not to give it the Blu-ray treatment and make it as great an experience as you possibly can. So congratulations to the studio for seeing that.
Hey, see that? We got the creme de la creme. Right there. Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
Now let's talk about the location itself. You know, as you start to picture where things are going to go and how things are going to work out, were the people in the town itself something you would have painted in anyways? It just seemed to work right? Or was there a little finagling involved?
No, Stephen cast an awful lot of locals.
Yeah.
And Martha's Vineyard just worked perfectly. And I had met Peter Benchley in New York, and I asked him for various places where he had no specific place in mind. And he had never been to Martha's Vineyard because his parents lived in Nantucket. Island people generally don't go to islands, they go, you know, mainland and back. So I just took off and scouted all over the East Coast. And Martha's Vineyard worked for us for the ocean, and for Edgartown was perfect, Menempsea was perfect, and then we just embellished it for our specific needs. Like Quint's Shack, Quint's Boat was special. We put a little bike shop here, changed the signs. The beaches, I embellished that. I built a gazebo and those little cabanas and a little boardwalk there. But basically, we didn't want to change it. We just embellished it for our purposes.
Looks amazing.
This shark, swallow you whole, but I'll catch him and kill him. For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
So the shark is still working. You know, as you went through this process, could you possibly imagine any other movie where so many different pieces were so varied and so together at the same time?
You know, the thing about The Shark Is Still Working is every time we talk to people, new anecdotes would come out about how this really was the perfect storm. The combination of elements from production, you know, practical effects of a shark not working. I will tell you though, when it did work, it was pretty spectacular. But also the fact that, you know, they had the ability to workshop. It really made a fantastic piece of entertainment that will continue to be part of our culture as long as there are films.
There's something else out there. What is it? It was a shark.
Originally in the theater, you might have seen film movement as the print wore out, or you might have seen dirt as the print got dirtier. That today, with a digital file cleaned up, it looks like that on Play 1 and Play 1000.
The new Jaws is still the Jaws. It's enhanced by the HD Blu-ray experience.
People, you know, like what they see.
So, going through the process of all these classic films, is it easy to fall in love frame by frame?
It's easily to get intimately involved with each film, yes. They're all unique, they're all labor of love, and yeah, you do. I mean, my group is responsible for these restorations, and they literally, it's very personal to them. They're working on these things for a long period of time, and you know, Jaws, for an example, looks just, you know, fantastic, and it's because of the involvement that they have in it.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite line. Obviously, you know, we need a bigger boat is probably the classic, but again, I think the fingernails on the chalkboard are probably a classic shot also.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
The wonderful thing about this restoration is what you get is something that, both with sight and sound, is something that I didn't even get when I made the movie.